Cast down the pieces of silver in the man-made offering used to trod in the stars. They seek purification, for they had fallen short of the Lord and the promise of prosperity in the word and the commandments that which are used and put in place to uphold a most righteous law. You have to actually stand up for yourself. Most people are not awake to the reaping of our souls, which is the spirit of aging, the wellspring that is thefted if we don't get up and do something about it or purify, whether it be acting like a kid or practicing something in a childlike manner, even law, even acting, even just playing in the dirt, jumping on a trampoline, swinging. As long as it's in a childlike manner, it is considered a purity. For in James 1:15, the closest thing to God is death. And when I say that, a child being born into the world and still not knowing exactly that it exists until it is taught the moral ethic we have raised ourselves in. But when they come against us in a manner to corrupt the households, we can only defend ourselves by what is written in the Bible. Therefore, we had been sued, and we are paying for the fathers, like it reads, even in rebirth, not just birth. We are paying for the prophets, as it says, it's an offering to the Lord for the elders' edification. It is the elders' release. It is the youthful spirits' release of those that don't like themselves and have been raped clean by idols or divinations of other sources. And they are here to do it again. And even God himself has some of the watchers that leave their posts and pollute themselves with some of the abominable women in the world that may have some power in heaven by thefted souls, or may not. Only a woman who has done that would know. And if it is theft, surely one day it will be paid. So as long as you stand up and defend yourself in a, I would say a Republican manner. I'm more of a rebel than I am diplomatic. I enjoy acting and playing as a kid, but in a world where we are to move forward, we can't always act and play like a kid. We have to have a period in time where we think like adults and practice something that would be good for future growth in children. Not saying that it is bad to be a child. I'm saying that there are times where someone has to step out of the arena of being kids and stand up to the elders. Wormwood. Dang, man. I know you. Anyways, the cup of the prophets, I had examined the Bible that if it says that it is the mother's in Matthew 12, then why is it not a mother that speaks? It should become more clear in the Bible to be a man. Jesus was the mother. And the head of woman is man, and Jesus is the head of man, so it should be corrected that it is not the mother. It is actually Jesus. That's one correction I wanted to make to my Bible in this memoir I keep for myself. If I get to an old age where my candle is lit up again, and all of them that practice with them burn, and they pay divinations and release that burning upon me again, and goes back and forth, and it's a never ending. He's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive, Governor. You know what I mean? But the flesh that is used in the three kings, Apollo, Belle Wolf, and King David himself. King David, who gave birth to Emmanuel spiritually, which is the pig that was put in his bosom by Herod, and Belle Wolf, who with Delphi gave birth to, well, no one could really say exactly what spiritual birth Uzziel was. If it was, they call him Belle Wolf, but Belle Wolf is also known as Odin, and they share the same resemblance in the eye as Phanuel and Odin and Belle Wolf. They have the same resemblance, so they've crossed or walked the same line in the abominable divinations, the worldly abominations that we have to face day in and day out as alpha, male and female in the ark. It is Exodus 23, somewhere in there, that Herod, the Assyrians, they seek every alpha male and female in every genre by daily sacrifice of the Lord's name, Jesus Christ, until the final deal of the divinations of 144,000 and the constitutional amended rights of by the saints who are thefted from, of freedom of being thefted from, and all of those things. You have to defend yourself. Don't disappear, crawl out in the middle of nowhere. Don't hide. Don't shut yourself down. Don't recluse with a woman, and vice versa. Don't recluse with a man. You actually have to stand up until you're put to a cross like Jesus Christ, or put in the middle of a war to fight a great multitude, and God's your only weapon. So as long as you are the innocent blood that they seek, the revile to it is the submission to understand the one and only Savior that was able to beat the jackal and the hide, and with Uzziel taken to heaven to stir the stars up in a similar matter, that which I exclaim I am going through as a stigma of resemblance or familiar spirits, as it is written with some of Odin's background scriptures, with the hanging man. The stigma is most likely a fleshly Emmanuel thief, and there are militaries with radios that practice with that fleshly sacrifice placed upon us by an offering to the Lord for purity and wisdom, so that the omniscient one that has no eyes, it has no ears, it has not a mouth that everybody can hear, it has not a nose, it has a favored speaker for the Lord. The Lord who gave himself to the Antichrist churches, labeled to be the full horseman, the white rider tied in union with the pale rider by King David, Hades, who is the king of all death, and shared the ark with Xerxes of Poseidon and Ariel, and then took that pig from Mary Magdalene, and Jesus administered with the 12 prophets the will of God and law and constitution, amended rights, all this stuff came as far as we go, and still today we fight the same war. The more and more we move to foreign countries over here, they seek only the firstborn alpha male and females in the ark. And there is not one person in this world that does not have a piece of God in them, whether it be a piece of his spirit or a piece of his soul. You're still a part of the ark. You just have to seek, and you will find, and you'll be awakened by God. It is not something that is planned. It is something that is already written in the Bible, and it has a time relation. So I can't really say that the practice itself is righteous. I can only say that it, by fate, mortal man, and by destiny, it is the immortal God. So, given to the spirits of flesh that is used to make us act out or do crazy stuff, we have to remain with an attitude of gratefulness, even in the hardships. Matthew 27, the pilot and the auditory nerve. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that if I expose you, it makes it more easier for the God above to help me stay true to myself and not act out to somebody else's fleshly disease or act.